We were going to do Mount Rushmore. We could just say what our number one, like, we feel like we're getting old thing. We could just do that and wrap it up with that.
A group Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, group Mount Rushmore. So everyone has one pick, can explain, you know, what's the thing that you look at and you're like, fuck, I am getting old.
All right.
Why don't we just go rapid fire?
All right, let's go rapid fire. You're right.
Just rapid fire. We can rapid fire.
Every one of us, a pack to not, and I'm talking about myself here, a pack to not explain.
All right. Titus, Russillo, PFT, myself. We'll do that order, and then we'll come back.
Okay. I'll start. No, number one on my list was actually considering going to the doctor when you feel sick or something wrong.
Yes.
Like, I still don't go to the doctor.
Yes.
But I still don't. But it crosses my mind for, like, as I've gotten a little older, I'm like, should I go to the doctor?
Yeah.
And that was something I never ever thought about.
So like this could be
ever.
serious.
So,
Yes.
yeah, this could be serious. And then I wait a few days and it's fine. But yeah,
That's a great one.
actually considering going to the doctor.
Yeah. Just even the thought. Even the thought that creeps in
Just
your
the
head.
thought.
Yes.
The thought alone, I feel like I'm 90 years old by even thinking.
Yeah. All right, Russillo.
My first pick was going to be opening mail, but I think I should change it to excited to open mail.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a very good
I
one.
wonder what this could be. I wonder who.
Yes.
Because I had a stack of stuff. I was not excited, but I was like, look at me opening this shit.
Yeah.
Another tax refund, maybe.
Yeah.
Or Bill.
All right, PFT.
I'm going to take an easy one right off the bat. When a player who's younger than you retires from a sport,
Yes.
that was a moment where I was
Yeah,
like,
LeBron retiring is going to suck.
it's going to ruin my world. Yeah.
Shit,
Steve-
LeBron running out of gas against Denver was already like triggered an existential crisis for me. Like watching him be too old to finish.
Yeah.
It's
those
his foot,
games,
dude.
I
It'll
was
be
like,
fine.
oh.
The cousin of that is like looking up ages of, like, Barry Bonds is 58 years old. I'm like, fuck. Are you serious? Like, what? How's Barry Bonds going to be 60 soon? That makes no sense. That sucks. That's a good one.
Like Van Gundy was like 34 when he got the Knicks job, and I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
like the pod's doing all right,
Yeah.
but still.
All right, mine's an easy first one too, and it actually is starting to happen to me. I have had to ask people to turn down the music at like bars or actually Stanford Steve can back this up. We were at an Army Navy tailgate, and I literally couldn't hear what other people were saying, and I had to tell DJ, "Can you just turn it down a little bit?" And I was like, holy fuck, this is brutal. But it happened, and it sucks. It's brutal. Have you guys had to do it?
I've not had to do it. I've wanted to do it.
I'd leave before I'd admit
just
to
leave,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
No way.
I got to a point where it's like, I can't hear. I have to ask them to turn it down.
PFT, when we were in Scottsdale, we went to the Barstool bar after the dozen deal, and we talked about it the day after, but I Grandpa Simpson that shit. We walked right in and the music was so loud. I just turned around, walked right back out.
That first moment where you're like, fuck, this music is loud. It's just
This
sucks.
is so loud.
I went upstairs. I looked at the table. I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to hear anybody. They're not going to be able to hear me talk. What's the upside to me staying in this club right now?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I say to myself, why would the Barstool bar do this? Like, this is fucking miserable. No one enjoys this. And then I look out, and there's a line around the block of people waiting to get in, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess it's a me problem. I guess it's not.
And the other one is because working at Barstool, we're with a lot of younger people, just names of actors or actresses and like TikTok stars, and you're like, that person's been around for 5 years, and it literally is a blank, like a complete blank. There was one, Dave was telling me something about what's the Miami girl, Alex Wren,
Sheena Easton.
Alex Wren, Alex Earl. They told me about her in I think we're in Houston, and I was like, I've never heard that name in my life. And then they're like, how have you not? She has like 35 million followers. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So,
But then the other part of that is because when you're in the transition part of feeling old, you're like, shit, how do I not know that? And then you like want to figure it out. But when you're truly old is when you hear that and you just shrug your shoulders and you're like, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna like.
Yeah.
I don't. Not only do I not know who she is, I don't care moving forward. I don't even care to like look into it.
this one you should look
fine with,
into.
like, not being cool.
I'll just say that.
Oh, really?
I did look into this one. And I do follow her on all platforms now.
You're a fan of her work.
All right, PFT.
Drop her a line. Let her know you're a fan.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
could
We
change
were
your
talking
life,
about
Big
that.
Cat.
Like, that could change her life.
Dude, side tangent, but Glenny Balls has a great show at Barstool Sports called Only Stands. So sometimes he has OnlyFans models, sometimes he has porn stars. I did go up to one of the porn stars and I was like, I'm a big fan of your work. And I never have felt like a bigger loser in my entire life.
Jeez.
But also she
no.
smiled at me and I was like, that rocked.
Oh, no.
I don't know if this one counts as the same as what Big Cat just said. You can vote me down if it does. Just watching any award show. Doesn't matter what award show it is, if it's the MTV, the VMAs, if it's the Grammys, especially the Grammys. I feel like that's the bad one.
Yep.
The Oscars is one I can still watch and be like, okay, I know, because most of those people are so old anyways. But watching the Grammys, that will be mine.
Yeah,
because
I like that.
I have zero idea who any of these people are.
Yes.
Plays in well. Good transition. So I'm up here.
Yep.
You just ruined the transition.
The weird thing is you could also just look at your grammar. I wrote down in our categories Titus, RR, PFT, and then Big Cat said me, and I wrote me. That's not a great sign. It's actually Big Cat. I wrote me. I'm like, wait, did I just go? I'm going to say anytime you start a question with, did you know that in World War II, ...
Yeah. Yeah.
Reading a ton of nonfiction books on a beach.
Yeah.
That's that's definitely happened. I was reading Hitler and Stalin. It's a book about Hitler and Stalin on the beach in Cabo, and everybody around me was reading like some romance novel or like the latest mystery novel, and I'm like, I'm very old looking around here. Like I'm very interested in what happened on board the submarine.
I'm in this. I'm in that part one of the African occupation there, where Patton's just telling guys, if I see you walking back towards camp, I'm going to shoot you. And like, it's awesome. But I mean, when we went to see Shane Gillis in Arizona, and he's like, my dad's not a real conservative, but he's like on his way. He's reading a lot of military fiction or a lot of military nonfiction. And Big Cat's like elbowing the shit out of me, being like, you're such a conservative. You're such a conservative.
He was talking directly to Russillo. He's like, yeah, I'm not Republican, but I am getting into history.
Right. Like, I don't want society to just abandon the people that need the help the most, but I'm in the middle of this Vietnam book that's fucking killer.
Where does World War I fit into this in terms of like old people's interests? Like, if you're interested in World War I more so than II, does that mean you're an older?
I think
you feel. Does that
I
make
think
you older?
I think II is the gateway to one.
Two is
the gateway drug.
Two is like a basic bitch history move. It's like everybody at some point gets into World War II. It's going to happen to you if it hasn't already. And then the people that really lean into that are like, well, I want to learn more about World War II.
Are there more World Wars?
Yeah,
well, no.
It's like, yes,
the reason people learn about World War I is because they want to know more about World War II.
It's
and
like
how that happened.
Yeah. How did this guy start
That's a good
doing
point.
hard drugs? Let's see his days when he was smoking weed.
That's a great point.
No, I love that you guys are bringing this up, because I eventually was like, all right, I'm really lean in my World War I years. Let me get some of the buildup. Like, sometimes I'll read about the wars, and then I'll be like, I want to prequel it.
Yeah.
Not to say that 2 is Godfather 2 and 1 is Godfather 1, even though most of us like 2 better. But I remember like the first time reading about the buildup of 1, and I was like, man, Germany's got some really flimsy arguments here.
And
They were like, why does everyone love French culture so much more than ours? Be like, how long do you have?
also, the ending of World War II is better. They found a way to tie that one up very neatly at the end.
That's true.
The first one
Yeah.
let a lot of hanging plot points.
Right.
Can you imagine if they just did one World War I? That should have been their first cue. Was like this. Maybe this war wasn't ended correctly because we called it World War I.
All right, yours. Titus, you have 2.
The other thing too, the other thing I found interesting about World War II
No.
All right, you're 2.
is that Stalin was very upset because the losses on the Eastern Front were monumental compared to the Allied troops. And so then when Hollywood started making movies after the end of World War II, Stalin and Russians were offended that they felt like they were afterthoughts in the story. It's like, wait, so you thought these movies in Hollywood were going to end with a bunch of guys with Russian names and accents as the heroes of movies in the late 40s and early 50s? Like, come on, dude. That's not how LA works.
And when we do, we're gonna have Jude Law play the main character, and he's gonna speak English.
Yeah.
God damn.
All right, Titus, you have 2.
I got 2. All right, my second one is watching a game and having very, very strong opinions on the jerseys.
Yeah.
Not even. Mine is less like whether the jerseys are cool and more about the colors. Like, we're recording this right after Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and the moment the game was tipped off and the Heat are wearing their dark red and the Nuggets are wearing their dark blue, I was just like, I can't watch this. Someone needs to be wearing white.
Yes.
And that I feel like this is something I complain about all the time, and everybody looks at me like I'm 100 years old, but I swear to God I'm right, that this is insane.
I complain about the same shit. NBA has completely ruined their jersey setups. It's ridiculous. Yeah. There was that game like 2 years ago where the Heat were basically wearing the Pacers uniforms in a playoff game, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
This is bad, but the color, like, just literally, it hurts my eyes to watch two dark color or two, like, I need one light, one dark. Make it. You know.
All right, next pick.
It's a little easy to understand. Moving on. My third one is buying two of something because you like it so much, and you don't even need to. You just buy one.
Yes. I do with shoes all the time.
You find one.
Yeah,
That's
shoes.
awesome. Yeah.
You buy two pairs because you're like, if this wears out, I want to have another one to use, and I don't trust that the same model in 3 years, like, they're going to tweak it, so it's not going to be the exact fit like I like. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy two, so that way when it's time to exchange, I don't have to go buy a new one and take a chance that it's the same.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So.
Okay, that's a great one. Russillo.
Seeing IG videos and then texting them to your friends' threads.
I don't think that's that old.
I do. When I do it with you and Chris Long and I don't get any feedback, I'm like, you're getting fucking old. Send him a bad video.
What are you supposed to do? Not share it?
Because I think when you get older, you're like, oh my God, that was funny. Have these guys seen it? Let me share it with them. And because I'm older than you guys, it gets I'm like, not much reaction to that. Must have seen those guys.
Do you add context though?
No.
Do you add commentary, or do you just send the link? Because that can be confusing.
Yeah, he'll send the link,
send
and it won't be a follow up, so I won't know like which vibe are we going for here.
Yeah,
are we ripping him? Right. Oh, do we think it was cool?
So you think I'm so cool that you don't want to bum me out by saying the wrong thing?
I don't want to.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to change the vibe where you're like, if it's like, hey,
that's
can you
great.
believe this guy's an idiot? Like
that. Yeah, right. What if Russillo thinks this guy's cool and I say idiot? Lay out.
Right.
This is the coolest I felt literally in 2023. So thanks.
All right, PFT.
All right. Mine's very specific to me in particular, but when I heard Creed on a classic rock channel, I lost my shit. I was like, no, I'm 13. I'm 13. This song is popular. This is Arms Wide Open. This is a banger. This is mainstream. This is modern rock. Do not put this on classic rock 94.7. That's not where this belongs. It belongs on DC 101, not classic rock. And then I also heard Dave Matthews Band on classic rock. Oh, that sucks to think about.
That's tough.
Alternative music. We can do that thing with time where we're like, we are Dave Matthews Band Crash came out probably 1995, so about 18 years ago. We're as far removed as Crash by Dave Matthews Band as when we were growing up we were from like Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, like 1983 is closer to World War II than it is to today.
Fuck time, man.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love when people thought that was super interesting, though. Like, today is closer to, and you're like, yeah, no, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it. I think we should all start doing stuff like that didn't happen, where it's like, I Love You Man came out 30 years ago today. And you're like, wait, what? Holy shit. Time's flying.
All right. My last two. My next pick is going to be getting actually upset when a game doesn't tip off when it says it's going to tip off. I used to joke about it, but now it's like, if it says like 8:30 and they tip off at 8:43, I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you fucking tell? Like, that's another 13 minutes that I'm not going to be in bed. Like, this is bullshit. Don't fucking tell me 8:30 and then tip off at 8:43. And I know it's very stupid to get mad about it, but I get mad about it.
That's a good one.
Especially when
one.
it's those very specific times.
Yeah.
That'll fuck you up. It's like, you said
You
8:37.
promised.
You said 8:37 for a reason.
Yeah.
Honestly, just having an opinion on the time that games tip off is a sign that
Yes.
you're old. In
Yeah.
general,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're just no matter literally any opinion. We're like, why would they tip it off at this time when this is? Don't they know that this and
Yeah.
this? And,
Or like, there was an NHL during Game 7 of, or maybe I can't remember, but it was like the NHL should have played their game in the afternoon. I'm like, why the fuck didn't they play in the afternoon? Like, why they do this? And then the last one, this might be more of a dad thing, but I if you put me on a couch, I can nap like almost instantly for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Like if I'm
Maybe a circulation thing.
if I'm basically seated or like in any comfortable position and I'm a little bit tired, it's lights out so fast. And I feel like, growing up, you see your dad be able to do that, and like you're like, what the fuck? Like, why is he napping? It's like 4:00 in the afternoon. Why is he taking a 10-minute nap? And now I've gotten to that point, and it's like, fuck, that is me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My last one.
Yeah.
Getting actually pissed off during a basketball game that they don't call carrying anymore. Calling players pointing at the TV and saying that's a carry.
Yeah.
that's a carry.
That was a moment for me where it's like I'm my dad at this point. I remember how mad he got when Allen Iverson was playing.
Yeah.
It's like these are illegal. These are all illegal moves that he's making right now.
The cousin of that one is like, I actually do get mad when a player like could lay it up and they dunk instead and miss, and I'm like, fucking layup counts as two, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Go high glass. The players should use the glass more.
If the Baseball Hall of Fame voters voted on the NBA Hall of Fame, James Harden would not make that because his step backs
okay
are
with
I was
that.
travels.
gonna say, if Russillo voted on it, he wouldn't make it in.
His step backs, they'd be like his step backs are travels and the foul bait, all that stuff. He's not, But
All right, Russillo, your last pick.
Okay, it's the same thing, but it's maybe different. It's getting horny at gym / the older, less filtered cousin going to gym to get horny, which I think is an even older version of the first. Because when I'm at the gym, and granted, there's times, especially like where I live, you're like, holy shit, but I'm there for my reps, all right? I'm there to put the work in. But there's a few times you're like, oh my God, like, look at her. But then there's that next level of guy who's like, hey, did you see her? You're like, yeah, I fucking saw her. She's gorgeous and everybody can see her. It's like, fucking A, bro. And then he's weird. And then the next version is like the guy it been his day off and he's just kicking some cardio around and he goes only to look at women. And that's a level I don't know that I'll ever get to. Who knows? Maybe I will be. That's going to be you, dude.
They've got like 3 rows of treadmills, and that guy goes to the back row every single time.
Absolutely.
yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
All right, last pick.
That's good. My last one is staring at the horizon at the beach. You're at the beach and you're standing there and you're just looking off in the horizon. This is something I notice when I go to the beach. Dudes in their 20s are playing spike ball and they're fucking throwing the football around. And then you'll just see like an old dude who's got his hands on his hips and he's just looking off in the horizon. And
Dude.
and
so
the
good.
only time,
Yeah.
So I do it.
Yeah, and you know what it is?
Yeah.
That is also if you ever caught yourself being like, you got to come check out this sunset. That's
yeah.
it right
It's-
there where you're like,
it's-
look
Like
at this
as if the
sunset.
sun is hiding and they can't just turn around and look at
Come
it.
check
Yeah.
this out.
the only time
Walking
the only
into
time
the
I-
room
Get
to
closer.
announce to them, you should all be outside right now.
Yeah, no, my mom's a big like, come check out this sunset. It's incredible. It's like,
Yeah.
well, it does set every day.
I feel like if you're younger and you do this, it's a cry for help because you're like going through some shit and you want to like just go to the beach and stare into the distance. But older dudes, it's just like a regular part of life. Like every time I go to the beach, I see the same guy. I got to the point I was watching the old men watching the horizon. I'm like, what the fuck does this guy know? Like he looks like he's solving our great problems
I
in
think
life. So
look, whatever dudes are doing to calm themselves down. But like, I think the cool thing, like, before I start reading, I'll go take a deep breath, look around a little bit, fucking, and I'm fine. I'm actually fine. Like I'm going to sit down and just being like, fucking soak it in for 5 minutes before you start cranking away on the cargo holds.
You're doing warm ups for reading. Getting the mind ready.
oh man.